Hello everyone, it's Tools from Next Level Walkthroughs. Today I'm going to be looking at budget and cheaper options at running back for Madden 17 Ultimate Team. And of course at the end of the video I'll also go over the budget elite players as well once you want to upgrade your team. So we go to the auction house and we sort by buy it now. We're looking at a number of running backs here. Trey Mason, I would pass on him. Same with Oliver. This guy, Sims the third from Tampa Bay, Charles Sims. He is currently the running back I have on my team now, and if you notice, he's very, very cheap. You could probably get him for like 600, 700 coins. 77 overall, so he's one of the cheaper overall players you can get for the value. This guy's been a freaking beast for me, seriously. 87 speed, 84 agility. He gets to the outside very well on sweep plays and stretch plays. If you're also running inside with the Power O, which is a running play I like to use this year a lot, he's broken numerous runs for 80-yard touchdowns, 70-yard touchdowns. He's just been an absolute killer for me. 88 acceleration, 82 carrying, 86 ball carrier vision, and he hits the holes really well, especially if you're running that Power O. He can find the hole pretty much every time. 84 elusiveness, 86 juke moves. Basically, his only downfall is his trucking is very low. He's more of a speed back, and he catching the ball out of the backfield too, and on halfback screens and all that. Very, very solid option. Again, super cheap. Probably the cheapest, best option you can get in terms of running back at the position. You want to splurge a little more. You can get some better players. D'Angelo Williams is pretty similar stats. His trucking is really low. Pretty similar to Sims overall. Haven't played around with Williams yet, though. Chris Ivory would be a good trucking back. McFadden, Johnson. Forte is also another interesting option. Very cheap. 1,000 coins or under. Pretty much overall, basically the same stats as Sims. So I would say Forte and Sims are pretty comparable. They're both pretty much the same ratings all around. But I just prefer Sims, and he's the player I have. C.J. Anderson, he's a 79 overall. Pretty similar stats to both those guys, except that his trucking is a lot higher. He's not as fast for sure as Sims, and he's probably not the greatest at catching out of the backfield. But C.J. Anderson at 79 overall is a player I'm definitely going to consider trying out at running back. For 2,000 coins or less, it's a very good value there. Latavius Murray is 78 overall. Again, stats pretty comparable to C.J. Anderson's, except that his elusiveness is pretty bad compared to all these other options I've gone over so far. So I'd probably pass on Latavius Murray, although I see a lot of people have been using him. Jonathan Stewart is probably the highest rated that you can get for the cheapest, probably 3,000 coins or under. Again, very solid back. A lot of people are using him as well, and I'd recommend him. If I plan on upgrading, I will probably end up picking him up at some point. Again, he's probably one of the best gold running backs you can get as far as overall rating goes at 82 overall. And for 3,000 coins or under, it's a pretty good deal. High elusiveness, high speed, and agility. So he's going to get to the outside. He's got really good vision, so he's going to hit all the holes at 92 overall. And he's got very high trucking and juke moves. So overall, this is probably the running back you might want to go with is Jonathan Stewart for sure. And again, a very cheap, solid option. And LaShawn McCoy was another player who I was looking at. You could probably get him for about 3,500 coins. Very high speed and agility, good vision, good acceleration, good elusiveness, good juke moves. He's basically a speed back, though. You want to get him to the outside, and you want to use him on screen passes and such. His trucking is really low, so that's another reason why I might go with Stewart overall over McCoy, just for the better flexibility. But you definitely can't go wrong with LaShawn McCoy either. He's one of the more expensive options, though, because his speed and in Madden, the outside running and speed has always been kind of overpowered. But I would say these guys are pretty comparable to each other. And you can get Stewart probably about 1,000 coins cheaper. So that's about it for the budget running backs. So you see we got a couple special cards that came out here. Actually, Devontae Freeman is the highest rated gold running back at 84 overall. His stats are pretty comparable to, say, LaShawn McCoy, and Freeman goes for probably about 5,000 coins more. You're basically just paying for the extra 2 for the overall 82 to 84. So I wouldn't really recommend going for Freeman. I would definitely recommend McCoy over him. Pretty similar stats. And then this Derrick Henry card is a Team of the Week card, and good stats overall, but he's really expensive now, so I wouldn't recommend any of these guys. So my recommendations are probably Sims the Third for the cheapest option, and then you're looking at Jonathan Stewart for that middle to high end option, and same with McCoy. About 3,000 coins each you can get them for. And then if you really want to splurge, Devontae Freeman as a speed back. But overall, I would say Jonathan Stewart would probably be your best bet at running back for the 82 overall, and basically a good all-around player. And then if you want someone who's just solely based on speed, probably LaShawn McCoy, and someone kind of cheap, the Sims the Third as a cheap overall good back. So let's go ahead and look at the elites and see what we got for cheap elite options when you're upgrading your team here. Basically, the only cheap option for running back at elite is Matt Forte. You probably get him for about 10,000 coins if you hold out. So look at his stats compared to some of those other gold players. 84 speed, 87 agility, 88 acceleration, 90 carrier, 90 vision, 85 juke, 80 truck, 86 elusiveness. A very solid back overall. He's pretty comparable to Jonathan Stewart. Obviously, Forte is going to be a lot higher rated because of being the elite. It's only about 10,000 coins more than Stewart. If you have the coins, definitely go out and buy Matt Forte. He can catch the ball for you too out of the backfield. And basically for cheap budget elite players, he's almost pretty much the only option at running back. The next highest player would be Doug Martin at about 30,000 coins. And the stat difference between Forte and him really isn't even worth it. So I highly recommend Matt Forte on your team as an elite player to upgrade your team to. And then, of course, if you want to go from there, if you got coins down the line, you're looking at players like Gurley, Jamal Charles, Adrian Peterson, of course, that you can pick up. Charles and Peterson are both pretty good options, and they're not too bad. Like I would say 50,000 or under for an elite player is decent value. But a lot of Fortes on the market, definitely pick him up. It's worth it. And 10,000 coins, you can't really go wrong. He'll probably be one of the next players I upgrade my team to. So thanks for watching this running back video. Again, real quick, my recommendations are Matt Forte as the elite option for about 10,000 coins. And then I'd recommend Jonathan Stewart, 82 overall, for an all-around good back at about 3,000 coins. If you want a speed back, I'd recommend LaShawn McCoy at about 4,000 coins. And if you want a really cheap good option, you're looking at Charles Sims III, 77 overall for about 700 coins. So thanks for watching, and look for more of these position videos in the future.